A1 Pictures. This is how you're playing, huh? We were not familiar with your game, man. It's been a minute. Madhouse had their moment with Frieren. Mappa's been having their moment with JJK. You saw the love Studio Pierrot got with the Bleach comeback. So you decided to seize the opportunity when Solo Leveling came knocking at your door. This is genius. These 12 episodes I just watched were nothing but crispy and juicy content. I did not know y'all had Gordon Ramsay back there cooking it up, because this was a 10 out of 10 adaptation. Superb. And I don't even know how to spell that. We got to give some respect to the creator of Solo Leveling. Without your media, who would have brought A1 back from the dead? If it wasn't already clear enough from the intro, I'm going to be speaking about everything I loved from the Solo Leveling anime adaptation. These will be my thoughts from a person who hasn't read the manhwa for Solo Leveling and hasn't been spoiled. As of uploading this video, I've definitely started reading Solo Leveling and will most definitely make a video on the manhwa once I complete it, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content and like the video. I'm jumping right into Mr. Wu himself first. Whoa, pause. Sung Jin Woo, the wimpy protagonist that teaches everyone working out will fix all your problems. No, but seriously, most series try to add multiple different characters with the protagonist on his journey to keep the viewers entertained, but Sung Jin Woo has practically done it on his own, and it's been fantastic. To see his character growth throughout the 12 episodes is definitely the highlight of the show. Obviously, aside from the action, but I'll get into that later. People knew Sung Jin Woo as the weakest hunter of all mankind, and now look at this man, oozing with aura, night and day transformation. I'm really enjoying the fact that it's an action fantasy RPG MMO because of Sung Jin Woo. In a way, watching him go through these dungeons, fighting the bosses, leveling up, getting rewards, makes it feel like that I myself am playing the game with him. And before I see any hate comments about me glazing him, let's see what accolades he's got to back up my claim. Even though an E-rank hunter, he had to help make ends meet by paying off his sickly mother's hospital bills and to help put his sister through college. So he'd put himself through the struggle of fighting in these dungeons, where, mind you, a lot of other hunters usually ignored him, treated him like a burden, or left him to rot. Even if it got under his skin, he proceeded to fight for his family. Even before he died in the first episode, look how they treated my boy. They abandoned him to die. But when he became a player and got the chance to better himself, he made sure to take the opportunity and run with it. And no, I'm not talking about just physical appearance. Yes, the game put him through daily challenges which forced him to change physically, but I'm talking more about his attitude. I found it so interesting the way his attitude and persona changed completely. He's still very considerate towards people like his sister and friends, but with his new strength, he takes advantage of anyone that will help him succeed towards his cause. Not only that, but the more you watch, the more sadistic his character became. And I didn't notice this until about episode 9, but when I look back, you can see the hints throughout the episodes. He always had that look in his eye whenever he fought in dungeons in the early episodes, but I was thinking that was just the anime's way of making him look cool. But the first kind of obvious hint was when he raided his first sea-level dungeon and killed Hwang Dong-sung and his gang for betraying him. Which in the manhwa they kind of hinted that these guys were up to no good, just by the way they gave them red eyes or shaded them darker, but in the anime it was a complete surprise that they would eventually betray Sung Jin Woo and the rich kid. Back to what I was saying, Hwang Dong-sung was trying to kill them first, but Sung Jin Woo played off like the system wanted him to kill them. But you see his demeanor completely change before he violates the entire gang. He remembers that these dungeon raids are survival of the fittest, and that even though you're with a group of people, you're never entirely safe because everyone at the end of the day is really just looking out for themselves. Just look at his appearance as he stands up and approaches them menacingly. Not only does he kill them all with a straight face and no remorse, this is his first time killing humans, and he does it without hesitation or even a thought in his mind. Shortly after killing an entire group, he goes home to drink beer and eat fried chicken with his sister.
Oh, DD, oh, what it is? Oh, DD, what?
And I waved this off originally as the system kind of forced him into doing it until I watched episode 9. You know, when the old survivors plus the inmates went to the D-rank dungeon together and he fought Taisei Michikado. Also, shout out to A1 for including this scene. For anyone that doesn't recognize this, Goku warmed up exactly like this in the Broly movie. Again, he was in a situation where it was kill or be killed, but you can see it in his face that he doesn't care that he's taking away another human's life. But I noticed this when he killed Taisei and he had something to say to Sung Jin before he died. The anime and manhwa both had different wordings for it. The manhwa said, "Your shadow has become one with darkness," where Sung Jin responded, "But for some reason I feel like something is destroyed inside of me every time I get stronger." This is the author's dead giveaway of telling us Sung Jin-woo is eventually going to lose himself in the act of killing others. This is just what I'm interpreting. In the anime it says, "I'd say your shadow stretches into some really nasty places. You better watch yourself though. If you gaze for long into an abyss, the abyss gazes into you." If this isn't obvious, I don't know what is. Icing on the cake is something that A1 didn't include in the anime. Sunjin tells the others to leave while he finishes the dungeon so that they don't get in his way. As they leave, apparently one of the prisoners was alive the entire time. The prisoners were imprisoned for SA, which is awful, and Sunjin said his vocal cords were the only thing damaged and he could be healed by Juhi. Instead, what he does is take the prisoner to the boss and leave him to die. You're even more of a scumbag than Kong Taeshi. There's no way I would let you leave this dungeon. As he watches him get brutally murdered, regardless of what awful things this man did, to watch someone get murdered like this with zero emotion means something is going on in your head. Lastly, just his overall confidence when speaking to others definitely changed, and you see this when he talks to An Sung-min. He demands, speaks with confidence, and even threatens a man's life, something that I would never imagine the old Sung Jin-woo doing. Overall, his character has been nothing but a thrill to watch these past 12 episodes. He really does carry the show, and I'm curious to see more of him as I read the manhwa. Now, the second thing I enjoyed the most is the action and animation. Argue with a wall, argue with your mother, argue with a dog for all I care. A1 did an incredible job adapting this series with the extra scenes included in certain fights and overall look they gave the characters. It's been blessed and most definitely silenced all the haters. Episode 11 and 12 alone were nothing but eye candy for the viewers. Animation has been ridiculously good, and A1 really outdid themselves. It's very crucial that anime studios adapt important moments, scenes, panels, fights, etc. correctly. We've seen a fair share of studios adapt things incorrectly and receive a lot of backlash from the fans, but surely enough, A1 didn't leave us worried. They hit everything they needed and more, even the Igorist fight. Who would have expected them to cook on this level? Beautiful action scenes paired with these sick camera angles kept me so engaged. Sun Jin was getting diffed with his sword and decided to use his hands. Igor said bet and matched him. Igorist was hitting Sun Jin with combos like it was a Tekken game. No mercy, max difficulty, hand-to-hand beatdown. It was like I was watching a Marvel movie and Hulk just grabbed the villain and started swinging him around like a play toy. I don't know how Sun Jin won this fight, but I ain't gonna question shit, it was heat. And they added impact frames too. They must have been inspired by Toei because Toei was cooking up so much during the conclusion of Wano, but to surprise us like this during an important fight was genius. The last time I watched A1 cook up with this animation was during 7 Deadly Sins Season 1, which was back in 2015. And since then, they've been working on a lot more slice of life, proving to everyone that they're still versatile like this during a competitive anime era. Don't worry A1, you've earned our respect. The material being adapted has been one of one. It's clear that the author communicated with A1 Pictures to include more about the island that was overrun by the S-level dungeon. We understand that Shin Mogami and the other S-level hunters regret the incident that happened on the island, but it doesn't get brought up until later on in the manhwa, so I guess the author wanted to include more scenes early on in the anime. And not only the island, but also other characters, as we see this angelic looking woman and the others get introduced, like this freakishly strong barbarian and Shin himself. It makes me wonder what role they'll play in the storyline later on. Like I mentioned, as an anime only, I have no clue what happens, but it's good that they've done this, as it doesn't feel like a spur-of-the-moment introduction, but something that was hinted at early on. If A1 Pictures has 10,000 fans, I'm one of them. If A1 Pictures has 100 fans, I'm one of them. If A1 Pictures has 10 fans, I'm one of them. I'll be defending A1 Pictures until the day I die. And does A1 now have a good argument for being in the top 5 best anime studios? Let me know down in the comments. The best part is, A1 has already officially confirmed that they'll be doing season 2, so I won't have to worry about them dropping the series. Things I'm most excited about as I continue the series are hopefully some more interesting characters get introduced into the storyline. I already like Sung Jin-woo a lot, but if they added a couple more interesting characters, that would be sick. Another thing is, I'm curious if there will even be a villain or antagonist that's introduced into the storyline. It seems like at the end of the series, they'll probably just fight off one huge dungeon and retire. Adding an antagonist though could make the storyline a lot more interesting. And lastly, Sung Jin-woo has been having a lot of things kind of go his way recently. Since his character is showing a lot more of how to deal with adversity, it would be cool if he faced a real challenge somewhere down the line. I'm shocked that it took me until the anime to be released for me to finally try this series, and I'm most definitely glad that I didn't hesitate to start it like I did the manhwa way back. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button. It helps support the channel a lot more than you think. Be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with all the newest uploads, and comment down below if you think A1 Pictures cooked with solo leveling too. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.